Hello and welcome back to our coverage here at the PokerStars Championship in Prague. This week, important news. The World Series of Poker schedule came out for the summer. It's going to be a huge event once again. I went around the tournament floor here in Prague to find out what some of our players had to say about it.
Well, the World Series of Poker schedule this year is big. I mean, not only do we have the $1 million one drop, you've also got a 100K and a 50K, and I think it makes sense considering how that's sort of taken off as a regular thing with so many high rollers. It makes sense that the World Series of Poker is adding some of those events. So it's going to be massive. You're likely to, unless I do well in the $1 million one drop, you're very likely to see a new all-time money leader in poker.
Yeah, World Series Poker schedules come out pretty recently. Looks pretty good. I mean, I know they have a lot of these like gimmicky names, but it seems to like create big turnouts. So I mean, I'm pretty for it if it gets the players there.
I think it looks pretty cool. Lots more PLO, which like I'm kind of indifferent to because I don't generally play much PLO, but I have been playing a decent amount of cash games recently, so I might start to play some PLO tournaments or something, so it could be good. And there's some high rollers, which also don't really affect me. I'm like a low stakes peasant, you know?
At first, I didn't really like the WSOP schedule because they moved the main event a little bit earlier, and then there's a whole bunch of bracelet events afterward. But after like thinking about it more, I actually do like it. I kind of like that they put day 1C of the main on 4th of July. Like if you don't have to play that day, and it's now like day 1A, B, and C are all going to be like more equal people rather than everyone waiting till 1C to play. So I kind of like it, and there's a lot of big buy-ins, so that's always fun.
There is small issue I think with the 100K because it's at the beginning, which is not a good idea. All the big binds tournaments, including the 1 million one drop, should be at the end. So basically I don't like the idea of 100K of the 100K high roller at the beginning. If it will be at the end when there is 50K, 100K, and 1 million, that would be much better. Otherwise, I think it's okay.
It's just come out, the WSOP schedule for 2018. Lots of interesting tournaments, some very similar to last year. I think the major changes the back end of the actual schedule after the main event, as well as the little one for one drop, which they had last year. I think they got another 1K, a 1500, a 50K high roller, and the big one for one drop, the $1 million buy-in. So, and then that's on the 15th, I think, of July. So it's interesting to have that kind of thing. And the main event, I think, is brought forward. So I think the last day one is on July 4th, which is Independence Day. So they brought it forward, so it's earlier this year. So yeah, some interesting big tournaments towards the end of the WSOP schedule. So something for everyone. There's other tournaments to play other than the main event towards the end of the series.
Yeah, I just discovered the newly released schedule on the WSOP, and it's really interesting. There are three new introductions and directions that poker is going to take in terms of tournament poker. First of all, there are more super high rollers, more 100Ks, 50Ks. They're being introduced into the schedule, and I think that's great. First of all, it is the type of poker we want to see on TV. The highest rollers basically playing for the highest amount of money. And now specifically with Bitcoins going up, I think there's even more money in the industry. So we're going to see more entrants, more re-entries, and more of those tournaments in the future as well. A second difference that I saw is that there are also more and more bounty tournaments now. And we see also on PokerStars already how popular this concept is, and the WSOP is now adapting as well. I think in the future we're going to see a bunch of more of those bounty builders or progressive knockout tournaments that I've been myself in the past a little bit guilty of playing a lot of them because they're just so fun to build up a stack on one end, but also build up the bounty counter on the other hand. So they can be really exciting for final tables, and they create new dynamics that are really popular to follow and very nice to play as well. And the third one that I'm specifically very happy about is there are more PLO tournaments. More PLO tournaments, but also on the lower buy-in structure. So it's really important when talking about no limit games like mixed games or PLO specifically to pick up people at low buy-in levels as well, because if you look at 8-game or traditional games, they're very often being played at very high-end buy-in levels, specifically online. So it's important and really nice to see how the buy-in level goes down. Also at the WSOP, there's a $365 PLO tournament, so everyone from all sorts of budgets and buy-in levels can contribute and learn PLO.